Right there. I like coming to this park. It's so pretty out here. You know, as I said before, as part of the shelter, you know, we have to leave early in the morning. We can't be back until, I believe it's 12. Anyways, with that being said, I plan on doing, and I kept getting harassed internally. You know, somehow her, through saying the word, they was able to get into my consciousness. She's like an ooze. You can use 614, 617 hertz, really black tourmaline to remove her. And I hate to say it, I keep getting told by these attachments, I guess because they understand the whatchamacallit of it, not to use or do certain frequencies. You know, I kicked, this also works on maybe in the spirit plane, Santa Muerte, as well as Maria Tavarez, 6,000 hertz frequency. And I got rid of that wetback, that bean bag so fast it's not even funny. And then she did something, because again, they do something where they tie, I need to listen to a binaural beat today, meditation, for cutting soul ties, because I can't have this evil shit. Now, I know they help, but it's, you know, in conjunction with her, you know, has your fucking consciousness spread all out into the astral plane. Like I say, it's the fault of, you know, I don't want to jump on the real Baron Samedi because he was trying to help me out, but his highest self, you know, for allowing me to get soul swapped. You know, I feel like I have to be dependent on them motherfuckers. But anyways, with that being said, them LaRoche attachments, they were trying their best to help in their own way while having to abide to their nature. They set it up so that I can try to get this bitch, because I'm going to say this right now, from what I've heard from her high self as well as her lower self, it's a Maria Tavarez, again, these people here, and I believe this is her husband. She made a deal in the physical and accepted their money, ancestral money. Just like she took, you know, I saw it in the astral plane. Well, I saw it, you know, take place last night. Like I say, my consciousness is all spread out in the astral plane. Took the ancestral money of me and Baron Samedi so she can use it against us, wetback ass bitch. Anyways, she accepted the money of the people who cursed me. You know, again, I keep getting an Ingrid Hybird, a.k.a. David and Barbara Reyna, and set it up so that they can sacrifice, so that she can sacrifice me. And it's going back to this timeline, you know, May the 1st, 2024. I know I always keep talking about timelines like August 22nd, 2024. But May the 1st, 2024 is another landmark. I mean, 2022, August the 22nd, 2022. But May the 1st is another spiritual landmark for me. Because like I said, I was told I died in my sleep. My head got cut in the spirit or astral plane by that Dan Arsenica dub she put on me. I can show you the picture of it here. It feels like I'm in the world of the in-between. You know, where I've been seeing white masks superimposed on people's faces, and in the spirit plane I saw, you know, look like my neck, my consciousness and all of that, in the tunnel, a black cube, which indicates that marked next to my head. And I was seeing Aztec death whistles. I was seeing, what appeared to be people sleeping at the wheel when driving, and, people sleeping in passenger seats. But it was like, it wasn't normal. It was like they're in between. Like, how they say when you sleep, your soul or your soul consciousness or whatever, your spirit goes into the astral plane. That's what I got the sense of. So, from what I've been hearing from other people, spirit guides and higher to higher selves, I'm in the spirit plane. So anyways, that beanie back, Maria Tavarez and her lower self, through securing the deal with those people, I was told it's a Tuesday. Let me get the date. It's March the 21st, 2024, when she made a physical deal with the Rainers. And she went along with it and agreed, and said, okay, I'll go ahead and sacrifice her. And the higher self, who's supposed to be a beanie bag, wet bag motherfucker, got lights on the bitch. She, let's see the number. I think it's 8662. I forgot the number. Anyways, with that being said, from what I understand, she fomented a deal with these people. From what I understand, this wetback in the astral plane saw ancestral money, from what I understand, at that shop. They ordinarily don't see black people, which, again, I don't give a fuck about because I'm an American citizen and a Trump supporter. And she only saw me because she was told by her higher self ancestral money and under deep, heavy-ass curses that are extremely hard to, lift off, including soul swapping. And she saw that. And she's been stealing, down to my soul consciousness. That's just fucking, that's why I say I'm not a big fan of them wetbacks, because them motherfuckers come from evil spirits like Quetzalcoatl. You see motherfuckers with distorted ass faces. That's oftentimes a sign of an evil fucking spirit. And on top of that, the human-eating reptilian dragon known as Quetzalcoatl. And their demiurge, their Yoda boat, which is different from the rest of us, is a white god by the name of Quetzalcoatl. He would shapeshift into a white man. That's why they saw the conquering Spaniards return. I'm going to show you that in a couple of minutes, as their god. I understand the true nature of them. That's why I don't deal with them. That black and brown unity, that shit don't sit right with me. Wrong with them. And I'm not going to hold back on that. So anyways, with that being said, all right, so with that being said, her higher self has been tormenting me for quite a fucking while within my own consciousness, and, in an attempt to try to, from what I saw in the astral plane, steal all my shit and keep me motherfucking dead, as well as keep me from that August the 22nd, 2022 timeline. And last night, she stole a lot of my soul consciousness. She attacked my little spirit team. Like I say, she torments me. It's like, dealing with a red. I know 6,000 hertz frequency, which works on wetbacks alone, gets rid of her. I used to use that on the motherfuckers all the time, on the PCH, as well as black kyanite. That works on, because a lot of them motherfuckers, like I say, they're Yoda bailed, their demiurge is different, are energy vampires. As a matter of fact, they're crowned by, in the astral plane, their oversoul consciousness. I actually did an article on it years ago. Is controlled by Santa Muerte. It's Santa Muerte is an extension of their oversoul consciousness that controls it. It's like a thought form, a topa, as they call it in Tibet, that's been given life. It's not something that's real or veritable, like a Baron Samedi and Oshun, a Buddha, people that actually existed. Santa Muerte never existed. She's a figment of the oversoul consciousness imagination of Mexicans. She doesn't have any meat to her outside of their oversoul consciousness. She exists by their dark energy. I'm going to say something else as well. They don't come from the light. They're one of the only groups to not come from the light, not even the artificial light, which white folks come from. And from what I understand, those motherfuckers, they don't come from the real light, source, or from any light period. They're dark. They're like organic robotoids who've been shed by the primordial darkness. All of that shit is directly under Satan and Xenu, and that's about it, from what I understand. With that being said, she's been tearing up my astral body. In part, using, the curses I already got. I hate to say it, the roach attachments that's been helping me out. They can't help it inadvertently to do it. But they've been trying to cleanse her out and get rid of her. And it's hard. And I've been trying to get rid of her. I'll use 6,000 hertz frequency. Next thing I know, she'll bring her ancestors in. Even if I get rid of the roach attachments, her soul consciousness is attached. And she's, like I said, she took that timeline from me and Baron Samedi. It actually belongs to him, as well as my father. From what I saw on the astral plane, she fomented a deal with Jay-Z, Sean Corey Carter. And it was sad to see the fucked up condition of my father here. I saw back in Astral World and, years ago, I remember when I was 8, seeing a vision of my dad in our childhood home, being in a home filled with roaches. So, all of this shit is true. But, this bitch has been, stealing my shit. But anyways, I saw in the astral plane, she sold both of my parents. My mother became a pig monster to become demons in the astral plane to the Illuminati. And it's next to impossible to get them back. Me and my spirit team, what little I have been trying to get them back, both internally as well as externally, and it's extremely hard. You can concentrate, focus on pitches. I'm a Jay-Z to try to get them back. I've been trying to get my shit back, but I haven't been able to. So this beanie bag, as I call her, sold my parents to the Illuminati, you know, and tried to make it seem like, you know, I was in, you know, a bullshit timeline or something that, you know, basically steal my shit under a ruse. Shade and fraud to keep me from getting my shit back. So anyways, I've been trying to free myself of this evil bitch for quite some time. She a tormented motherfucker. She'll, you know, I remember one night nearly feeling like I was getting smothered. And I remember her using Santa Birthday to try to pull my consciousness out. Like I say, I've been marked for that as a sacrifice by Baron Samedi and his highest self. So I don't have any protection. And they saw that. You know, them motherfuckers are trying to work, I think, to some degree to put me as a sacrifice, you know, back under them. And this evil ass bitch, her higher self, has been, you know, when kick her out, you know, she'll come back to try to steal my shit because she feels like, you know, all I got is a child spirit guide. And all I got is these roach attachments who ain't on some dumb shit themselves. So I really don't have an effective spirit team. I'm gonna say some other shit. You know, I remember one night we almost got her ass a couple of days ago. And, you know, I hate to say it because of the fucking roach attachments, they destabilize your ass. I couldn't, it was hard for me to keep her. You know, what little spirit team I got, parasites, they expect you to work with them under extreme conditions. Like you can't even think in your own consciousness because they fuck your consciousness up. They make you super sensitive and externalize your shit into the astral plane, your consciousness, soul consciousness, all of that, to the point where you think one fucking thought, it can physically affect something internally within and break something. And you don't want that. I don't like working with this shit. I don't like having this shit in me. But it's, you know, part of my original consciousness. You know, I even tried using 710 hertz to, you know, put them back in their place. And next thing I know, Maria Tavarez took advantage and started taking them over. Because they work by feeding off of people's consciousnesses. You know, I'm not going to lie about that. So anyways, you know, I keep seeing, you know, people being connected to the soul consciousness of things, you know, soul consciousnesses of certain things, certain important things feeding off of me. So I feel like on some level I'm not fully in the realm of the living. And this wetback ass bitch sacrificed me, especially her higher self. Again, she don't like black women, from what I understand. She don't like black people, period. You know, same with her. I don't care for them motherfuckers. She likes to steal the spiritual blessings and all of that of black women. You know, I've called the Getty Oshun on her. She's taking over entity attachments of that. You know, I keep hearing these motherfuckers tell me, no, you know, and I'm just tired of it. Can't live like this, you know, with all this evil shit going on within and, you know, damn near making you fucking schizophrenic. With that being said, I'm trying to think of some more evil shit. You know, she'll call me nigga and all this other shit. I'm like, you wetback bean ass bitch. It's evil to fucking deal with. And the shit's real because, you know, I felt her pull out my timelines in my soul consciousness. So you feel like you got to work with shit, you know, like them roach attachments that's adversarial just to get your shit back. It's hard. She was taking over my fucking, my higher self, tormenting her really, really fucking bad. That's actually that Seamus Anderson motherfucker that was doing that. So anyways, I'm going to do an article about that beanbag later on. And I noticed that she's been getting, the highest cell came like a couple of days ago, very, very nervous about that. Like I said, I'm thinking about calling ICE on that motherfucker. All right, so anyways, it's a lot. I used to like teaching here on YouTube and all of that, and talking about the knowledge I got, but with my shit as compromised as it is, and with this wetback bitch, I mean, it's bad enough to deal with something stemming back to August 22nd, 2022, being soul swapped and not having any spiritual protection to help your ass out. But then you get, you got to deal with this shit, this motherfucker on top of it, and them motherfuckers being astringent about keeping you in hell realms. I saw at one time, Baron Samedi, Billy Bailey, and his higher self, Don Tolliver, feeding off of me in the spirit plane. I hope that they're not protecting her. You can use 694 hertz, 695 hertz, to find out where she's at. Because I'm getting tired of it. That's why I'm putting everything out there. Like I said, I have no spiritual protection. Here's the codes. Like I said, I'm at my wit's end, and I'm not going to go back to anybody's curse. Not Billy Bailey, not Baron Samedi's, not Don Tolliver's, none of that. And I heard that he was laughing about my situation in the Astro plane the other night. I feel like this shit is like not really self-empowering, having to deal with this evil ass shit. Like I said, they expect you to suspend you can't even think while they're supposed to do spirit work. I'm not gonna live like that. I started taking iron tablets, vitamin E to calm this shit down, and I'm trying to go into all of the shit that she's done. I hope that Don Tolliver don't hide what's going on for her. Like I say, they want me under a curse as well, I feel, and it just feels like no way out. He was talking about replacing Baron Samedi bean bags and all that shit. Those bags. And I every time I do a video like this, I get intimidated into not speaking the truth about what's going on to some degree and pushing their agendas. And I don't like that. I believe in free thought and free, just speaking your piece and telling the truth like you would do when you go to a doctor and having everything settled. Baron Samedi and them would put me back together, but, like I say, dealing with this wetback ass bitch in the astral plane constantly tearing you down in your own, because you have no inner fucking spiritual protection. I'm just trying to think of more stuff. When we got her ass the other fucking night, I even heard her say, "Oh yeah, that nigga, I took all her stuff." Ooh, ooh. I snatched all her shit. Shit tearing off my astral body. I gotta do something about all this shit. Them roach attachments, this evil ass motherfucker, like I say, she has real veritable fucking effects on me. Because every time I try to get rid of them roach attachments, she'll start coming out at me harder and stronger and worse. She's been using other motherfuckers to work against me. remember at one point, the Archangel had put that bitch in my consciousness out of spite. And now she in my soul consciousness. But, you know, I feel like it's the only way to neutralize it. Like I said, I'm trying to find, I'm just too unstable to combat that shit like I used to on the PCH. I'm not stable enough to get rid of her. You know, most motherfuckers who actually have veritable, real spiritual protection, they ain't just able to, you know, just like the saying the word, they don't need all this complicated shit, you know, woke her ass out. And the audacity that Mr. Phil, that's the wetback mentality, to feel entitled to fuck with you and fuck around with you when they feel like you're weak. You know, she was taking advantage of my weak spiritual protection, that roach attachments, that kind of work against you all the fucking last night. Stealing all my shit. And every time we would try to get our shit back, she had took my soul consciousness. You can use 432 hertz, 925 hertz to revert them back, to snatch my shit and turn them into entity attachments. You can use 114 hertz to turn something back into an entity attachment, 7010 hertz to turn something back from being a roach attachment. Like I said, I got to free myself of this evil shit completely. The roach attachments, all of that widens your consciousness. And get back to a better place, because all this shit is inviting predatorial motherfuckers' highest selves in and inadvertently. You know, I know I sound like a fucking crazy person, but what I'm dealing with is real. And I kept seeing in the spirit plane that bitch's intentions is, I kept hearing her say, I want her to stay dead. I want her to stay a sacrifice. I kept hearing her say that over and over. And I saw the soul contract that she had with Ingrid Hybrid and all of that. We tore it up. And she still was insisting on stealing my shit. And entering my consciousness, you know, as well as externally to do it. And to take everything. You know, we even tried putting her ass under us, and because my spirit team ain't that fucking effective, you know, these motherfuckers, they require, you know, with roach attachments, they require your consciousness, fucking parasites, to operate. And some of my shit's gonna become fucking, you know, parasitic roach attachments. You got ones that's non-parasitic. Like I had entity attachments of Legua at one point, and then you got ones that are parasitic, like what I'm dealing with. And they feed off your shit. And it's troubling. But it's like, it's all I have as a psychic fucking defense, you know, from what I understand. They wake me up, you know, make sure that I'm still alive. This bitch has been trying to kill me in my sleep. And one time after coming, you know, back from gym and all of that, strong and healthy, I drank kombucha right here. You know, when I felt famished of any energy and I felt like something was literally pulling the whole of my consciousness physically out. She's been trying to tear my body down to the etheric walls, down to the subtle body, just like Baron Samedi did a couple of months back when I was living in Santa Monica. So I have no spirit team to work with me. It just got, you know, and the only way I get respect from them is by putting out their name and all of that. That's why you hear me say their real name. It's gotten worse. And they're allowing all these predators, so it's soul swapping, having no real spiritual protection outside of shit that wants to sacrifice you, set you up as a sacrifice. And the nicest motherfuckers I'm dealing with are the roach attachments. They're the one that's been trying. As well as my higher self that's getting attacked by that Stevens Anderson motherfucker. And every time I find something that works, like that 6,000 hertz, they'll do something with your body within, because I have no any spiritual protection to turn that shit against you. And that's just been what I've been dealing with. You know, every time I try to get my shit back, I'll feel swords go into my spiritual protection, and I can physically feel it. I'm made to physically feel it and go through it just to get my shit back. And it shouldn't be like that. The integrity of your body, we all have entities within us as well as roach attachments. It shouldn't be like that. I'm tired of it. Even before this, I was under dark energy to the Baron Samedi, Billy Bailey. I hate them for doing this shit. I hate them for condemning me to suffer like this. I try to find a way to, resolve it out here from this evil shit. You're gonna lose your gun, you ain't gonna be able to get your shit. Get the fuck out of here. There's always ways to get your shit back, you evil motherfuckers. Baron Samedi will try to repair it, but I don't trust him because I don't want to stay soul swapped and have my blessings being directed. I even saw this Maria Tavarez motherfucker protecting the bitch that soul swapped me. I got an Ashley Terrell, my entity attachment of my dad, was telling me about it the other night, pretending that, oh, that's a separate timeline and all of that, and it isn't. That's actually a part of me. When you're in the road drum, it's like being in the shadow of your consciousness, as well as your whole consciousness. And from what I understand, on August 22nd, I was shown it was Alex Nascimento that pulled me, or Alex Broodmare, or whatever, Browderman, that pulled me out of my body on August 22nd, 2022. Very evil shit. And that's the same motherfucker, his soul consciousness, I got rid of that a while back, that reduced me down to being nothing. I got this evil ass Tavarez motherfucker taking over my higher self. My shit's too compromised. I hear this bitch talking right now. But anyways, she kicked my parents' entity attachments of them out of my timeline, out of my soul consciousness. This is an evil wetback ass bitch. And I saw on another timeline, there was an officer, Pineda, who was tormenting, it's a wetback that looks like the Elephant Man on the LAPD Wilshire Division, who was tormenting a parallel version of myself, because when you're in the roach realm, you become conversing with alternate versions of yourself, who was Jamaican and stuff, and was just directly under God, not under Baron Samedi. And from what I understand, she was told if she was under Baron Samedi, it would be a lot worse, like with the situation I'm facing. Whereas with she's being under God, she's more protected. She just had that Alex Nascimento or Alex Browderman. I'm not sure if Baron Samedi, Billy Baye, or his higher self, Don Tolliver, Brotherman, or if it was that wetback, Officer Pineda. I also got a Serrano. And they both with the Wilshire Division. One was a detective, Serrano. Like I said, I'm all about resolving this shit. From what I understand, this motherfucker put that entity attachment on her. Really, it was something within her that controls her hell realms, to try to siphon off all of her blessings until the point of crucially having her stuck in the tent. That's how vicious them wetbacks are. That's why I preach on here about how they come from evil spirits. That's why, like I said, I'm unfiltered. I believe in speaking the truth about motherfuckers. I don't hold back. I even had that wetback bitch, it's something about them. They have a bully nature to them because they come from evil spirits, trying to control my consciousness and tell me, call me a nigger all the while. I can hear her calling me that, choking me and shit, even if I just start the word wetback, or say it, or think it. I would feel her controlling my shit. And I feel her, like, grabbing at my consciousness. That's the problem with having roach attachments in you. I got to get rid of this wetback ass bitch. So anyways, I'm going to be doing an article about that motherfucker later on and how vicious and brutal she is. Bully ass motherfucker. All because, you know, like I said, I heard her own lower self say in the spirit plan, I wanted to covet your shit. I should be in Hollywood. I should be... Get the fuck out of here. You can't steal people's soul consciousnesses. You know, you can use 432 hertz, 925 hertz to change it back, to revert it. But she's probably going to do something to fuck with that, so use 3400 hertz to correct something. 1714 hertz, 1715 hertz. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and conclude and just get on with the tarot reading. Because this is aggravating to have to deal with this evil ass shit. On here, I gotta solve this shit today and I'm gonna do it. Back in 2024. So let me go ahead and try to use what little of my third eye that's not compromised to see exactly what's gonna happen. You know, every time I, use a frequency or say something, this bitch jumps on it and starts fucking with it. I gotta get this beanbag, I gotta get this wetback ass bitch out. Like I say, this has real consequences, and I'm not fully in the realm of the living. And I mean it when I say that. Trying to use ancestral money to throw people off every time they try to help me out and stuff. My own. Using Billy Bayou, Baron Samity's, mine, because I have no spiritual protection. I feel conquered by this bitch. I gotta find out where the fuck she at physically and spiritually, her higher self, Maria Tavarez, and get her. So anyways, I heard she don't like ice. Call 866-347-2423 on her ass. I mean, you want to do that shit. But anyways, let me go ahead and do this reading. Taking out my baby consciousness and shit. I feel like she getting permission from something to do it. Something that's controlling me. Because like I say, they ain't Baron Samity to get in. Ain't no way in hell this shit should be taking place. So I'm gonna have to do something and get rid of this wetback bitch. And every time I try, they'll jump in and just fuck it up because my consciousness is too sensitive. It's too externalized. It's literally in the astral plane when it shouldn't be in the spirit plane. And that's where my consciousness is all the way out. That's where this wetback bitch have me. And we almost caught her the other day. I saw her highest self next to a cube next to me. You know, in the spirit plane. And I think internally. So, and that's one thing she also said, from what I heard, her highest self wanted to take advantage because she saw all I had was a child. Bags of some evil motherfuckers. While pro-Trump. Trying to fuck with me for saying that, given what I'm experiencing at her hands. One to insist on somebody dead and throughout. Like, where the fuck is Baron Samity? Why not do something? Like I say, he's not trying to help. I don't even feel physical. It feels like wires and stuff. Arms are like symmetrical wires. I can't even have a thought in my head every time I think something, should be getting pulled, moved. I see you coming across a great chasm of a lot of opposition. I see shit giving you a hard time and trying to tear you down and trying to bring you down and pull you down. I remember, one night after that happened on May the 1st when I was staying at that other place on Figueroa, 87, I had somebody in the physical try to put something on me, and I could feel literally my body almost disappear. So yeah, something happened. I see you coming across a great deal of opposition. In a lot of blocks. I see you going across a chasm where you're going to get a lot of help, but at the same time, a lot of fucking enemies, a lot of shit holding you back, but just try to see past all the bullshit. I don't know how true this is, but from what I've seen, even Baron Samity was tired of dealing with this bitch. Maybe his entity attachment as well as his higher self got entitled her. When we almost got rid of her one day. They were happy. It's like being under darkness. I got to get rid of this beanbag bitch and do it properly. And I have my consciousness all out. And I'm going to say this in the spirit plane. The problem with Santa Muerte is, unlike Baron Samity and them, it's her followers that hold court. They're not supposed to do that. According to the laws of God, the spirit plane, they're not supposed to do that. So she shouldn't even exist and have the power that she has. Because that's how Maria Tavarez was able to get me where I'm at. Because they're given authority over people. And they could, do whatever they want. Whereas you have to have a logical, something with its own consciousness, like a Baron Samity, Oshun. Those are people that actually existed. Goddess Kali, Vishnu, Shiva, to make those determinations. And I have nothing but the utmost respect for Hindu gods. I'm going to say that right now. Lord Hinanam, Ganesha tried to help me out at one point. I love Lord Hinanam. I see you coming across a lot of support and backing, but it's deceptive. It's something that wants something from you. It wants to take from you and consume you. I see something that's very deceptive. They're not as powerful as you think they are. Could be a coworker or somebody like that trying to block you from something. And them not being overly successful. Seeing something in white. Yeah, that Robert hates motherfucking high self fucking with my ass. I gotta do something about this shit. I can't be overly open to fucking parasites. This motherfucker here.